As the president of Rocky Vista University, I am pleased to extend greetings to all gathered here today. It is indeed an honor to make it known that Rocky Vista University will award degrees to our graduates in the College of Osteopathic Medicine. This ceremony marks the university's 4th annual commencement exercise. Today, degrees will be awarded to 144 members of the class of 2015. To pay tribute to this great nation for the many freedoms we enjoy, will the audience please rise for the posting of the colors and join Soap Notes, the Rocky Vista University a cappella group, in the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. I would now like to invite Dr. Frank Ames, Professor of Medical Informatics and Directory of Library Services, to the podium to deliver our invocation.
Please join me in the invocation. Sovereign of the universe, who is known by many names and acknowledged in many ways throughout the world, we gather to recognize and to honor students who are becoming doctors, the families who supported them, the faculty who taught them, and the visionaries who saw the need for a new medical school to train physicians to serve with compassion, integrity, and excellence. With humility, we express gratitude for the opportunities and the help that we've received. With pride, we celebrate the accomplishments of the students, recognizing their hard work and individual achievements. And with hope, we seek for them every success and strength to perform their duties as physicians, to seek the welfare of their communities, to cooperate with their colleagues, to esteem those from whom they learn, and to pursue the best interests of their patients. So, we ask, may the members of the class of 2015, the students who today finish the doctoral program of our university, the proud graduates of the Rocky Vista College of Osteopathic Medicine, may they find for themselves and provide for others lives of health and abundance. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Ames. Members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty, graduates, families, and friends, welcome to Rocky Vista University's 4th commencement ceremony. This is an exciting day for all of us. It is a day when our students fulfill their promise that began with their acceptance to Rocky Vista University's College of Osteopathic Medicine and culminates today with the awarding of their professional degree. Graduates, I invite you to look at this vast audience gathered here to celebrate what you have accomplished. Enjoy your day. On behalf of the faculty and all others in the community we proudly call Rocky Vista University, I extend thanks to the families and friends who have joined us to celebrate the individual and collective achievements of the graduates. And to the class of 2015, as you celebrate the completion of a major milestone in your educational journey, Rocky Vista University is proud to recognize you as accomplished professionals. May you enjoy the rewards that come to those who serve others. At this time, I would like to introduce the members of our platform party. We have today several members of our Board of Trustees. The board has wisely governed the course of Rocky Vista University and ensured that our mission has been preserved and strengthened to the position of preeminence that we enjoy today. Members of the board who are with us today include Mr. Ife Tien, founder of Rocky Vista University, Dr. Vanessa Sanchez, chair and secretary of the board, Dr. Lucy Chua, Dr. Maha Salam, Dr. Dane Alonzo, and Dr. George Saramuga. Will the members of the board please stand to be recognized? Representing the College of Osteopathic Medicine is our Dean, Dr. Thomas Told, our Associate Deans, Dr. Dwayne Brandel, Dr. Michael Martin, Dr. Mara Hover, and Ms. Amy Sluter. Assistant Dean, Dr. William Carney, and our Faculty Senate Chair, Dr. Jill Pitcher, and Dr. Frank Ames, Professor of Medical Informatics and Director of Library Services. Will our representatives from the College of Osteopathic Medicine please stand and be recognized? We are also pleased to have our Alumni Association President, Dr. Heather Katz, join us today. Dr. Katz, will you please stand and be recognized? Leading our commissioning ceremony is Lieutenant General Douglas Robb, DO. Lieutenant General Robb, will you please stand to be recognized? We are pleased to have Dr. John Draven with us today. Dr. Draven, will you please stand and be recognized? Also joining us on the platform is our commencement speaker, Dr. Victoria Sweet. Dr. Sweet, will you please stand and be recognized? I would now like to invite Dr. Vanessa Sanchez to the podium to extend greetings from the Board of Trustees.
Congratulations. The Board of Trustees is very well aware of all your achievements, and for this, we are extremely proud of all of you. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. So, go out, heal bodies, comfort souls, but always remember to do it with compassion, integrity, and excellence. Good luck.
Thank you, Dr. Sanchez. I would like to now invite Dr. Heather Katz, President of the Rocky Vista Alumni Association and graduate of RVUCOM's inaugural class of 2012, to the podium.
Good morning, President Lovell, Dean Told, RVUCOM Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, faculty and staff of RVUCOM, family and friends of the class of 2015, and of course the reason why we're all here today, the class of 2015. My name is Heather Katz, and I graduated in 2012 as part of the inaugural class of Rocky Vista University College of Osteopathic Medicine. It is for that reason that Rocky Vista University is forever in my heart, and I am proud to serve as the Alumni Association President. I am honored to be the first one to welcome you to the RVUCOM Alumni Association. The RVUCOM Alumni Association was established in 2012 with the graduation of our inaugural class and is committed to meet the needs of our alumni and assist with the growth of RVU. Today, we welcome 144 members of the class of 2015 into the association, bringing the total membership to 570 members. Today, the class of 2015 joins an outstanding group of physicians who continue to demonstrate excellence beyond the walls of RVU. Some of our current alumni accomplishments include serving as chief residents, winning national poster competitions, adding to the current medical literature by publishing their research and case reports, and most importantly, making a positive impact on their respective communities daily. After learning about the wonderful achievements of the class of 2015, I know that this class will easily assimilate into the association and continue to achieve greatness as RVUCOM alum. As I get ready to begin my new journey as an attending physician, I share some of the same feelings that I'm sure most of you are feeling right now. A sense of accomplishment, excitement, and fear, among others. I know that you are proud to become physicians today, excited to finally embark on a new adventure, and at the same time scared for the responsibility that comes with taking care of your patients. Remember that RVUCOM has provided you with a solid foundation, and feel confident in the skills and knowledge that you have gained during your time at RVU. After being in your seats only 3 short years ago, I am confident that you have been given the tools to think critically and manage your patients appropriately. And you, like the previous RVUCOM alum, will become leaders in your own residency programs. Remember that you are never alone, and that you can likely find an RVU grad wherever you look, as we traverse the country from as far east as Maine, to as far south as Florida, to as far north as Alaska, and as far west as Hawaii. The Alumni Association hopes to help foster the sense of community and keep the alumni network strong. I encourage you to stay involved and connected with each other and the university so that we can continue to have an amazing network of physicians. I wish you only success in the future, and as you embark on your journey to residency, I will leave you with this piece of advice from an anonymous author. The road to success comes from hard work, determination, and sacrifice. On behalf of all RVUCOM alumni, we welcome you to the association and congratulations on your graduation.
Thank you, Dr. Katz. Now my task is to provide the President's charge to you, the RVU class of 2015. In this charge, I have 3 gifts to offer you for reflection as you begin this next phase of your life. This phase that many call the professional working years marks the turning point from attending classes and participating in rotations to actually having the time to perform your calling, working as a physician, an attending physician. Please keep in mind you'll always be a student in some fashion. In fact, we expect that you will be a lifelong learner. You're also required, as you know, by the laws of the state that license you as a physician to have continuing education. So we know you'll be an ongoing student. As you make this turn to the new phase of your life, I hope you find this time thinking about how you will make your mark on your professional community. I have 3 gifts, and I'm going to put air quotes on them because they're gifts to you that I hope you can take advantage of and implement in your manner of work. I trust they become your habits of the heart and lead you to greater successes. The gifts are not in a box. There's not something wrapped. It's not something tangible to hold, to take with you, or something to look at for a moment and put on a shelf, but rather they're gifts of free advice from me to you to help you with your successes. These 3 gifts include: 1, always have integrity and faith to make tough decisions in difficult times. 2, live your life from the point of optimism, where you see the good in others and in situations, have a positive outlook on life, and that you take full advantage of the luck that crosses your path. And thirdly, always keep a humorous spirit and live with passion and levity. Let me take each of these and talk about them for just a second. First, to live a life where you have faith and integrity to make tough decisions in difficult times is something you as physicians will be doing on a regular basis. Whether you're making that quick decision to save a life or that long thought-out plan of recovery for a patient with a complex illness, these decisions require courage. You will make tough decisions every day, and most will be in non-optimal conditions, where quickness, fortitude, and integrity are needed. What I'm describing is that your success is predicated on having a backbone. You know, that stamina, that grit, that courage that allows you to see clearly when others display confusion and panic. It's that kind of decision-making that is predicated, predictable, and not weak with the direction of what needs to happen next. My first gift of advice is that you live a life of honesty, trustfulness, reliability, and uprightness. In other words, that you have a backbone. I believe to have a true backbone and a strong backbone, it requires integrity and a life of faith. Many famous people have talked about integrity and faith, and I'll share a few examples. Alan Simpson once noted, if you have integrity, nothing else matters. If you don't have integrity, nothing else matters. Our First Lady Michelle Obama notes, we've learned about honesty and integrity, that truth matters, that you don't take shortcuts or play by your own set of rules, and success doesn't count unless you earn it fair and square. And Martin Luther King Jr. states, faith is taking the first step when you don't even see the entire staircase. Others have talked about integrity. For example, integrity is choosing your thoughts and your actions based on values rather than personal gain. And my all-time favorite quote about integrity was on the cover of my first golf scorebook that says, integrity is doing the right thing, even if no one is watching. So integrity leads to having a strong backbone, and that backbone that you will need to make tough decisions. It defines who you are, and integrity and faith are handy tools to have when you need to make tough decisions that require that strong backbone. And just another point about integrity, there's no shelf life to integrity. It doesn't expire after a certain point, and it doesn't retire when you retire. Integrity is a lifelong pursuit that will allow you to keep the strong backbone. My second gift of advice is that you live a life of optimism and have a wishful attitude of hopefulness and have aspirations of yourself and others, and that you live the kind of life where you see the half full rather than the half empty. Finding your way through life with a positive outlook can add years to your life with healthy living, keep you young in spirit, and be contagious to those around you. This kind of positive outlook makes you the one others want to be around. A positive attitude can also be the result of good luck, of good fortune, being in the right place at the right time. It might be the kind of luck perhaps that you obtain from grabbing the long end of a wishbone. Allow me this divergence here, but a wishbone, what is a wishbone tradition that we often practice in the United States? And thanks to the glorious internet and the search engines, you can find out about the wishbone tradition very quickly. Adams in 1993 wrote that the wishbone tradition dates back 2,400 years. Many people previously thought the Pilgrims brought the tradition to these shores. Adams says the Etruscan civilization, which flourished between 800 and 300 BC, that the Etruscan people believed the fowl could predict the future. Each day, the hen squawking would announce that she's laying an egg, and the dawning of a new day was then broadcast by the early morning crowing of a rooster. They further maintained that if a chicken was killed, the collarbone was thought to be sacred, thus not touched, and was left to dry in the sun. People would gather around to hold the unbroken bones and make a wish in hopes of bringing them good luck. The Romans even practiced this tradition, and they fought over unbroken bones of chickens because they wanted good fortune. It was said that the phrases, "I need a lucky break," or "I never get a break," came from the loser of the tug of collarbone contests. This quickly spread throughout Europe, and in England, the English people referred to the breaking of bones as merry thoughts. That kind of luck and optimism is what I wish for you. However, let me clearly state this, I hope it doesn't come at the expense of breaking bones, especially your bones. However, your luck can come from being prepared, being ready for the challenges of your day, and taking advantage of the good educational experiences you've received at Rocky Vista University. In Good to Great, Jim Collins talks about this kind of awareness on this return on luck, where he talks to companies and corporations about how to capitalize on unplanned events. He's actually come up with a way to measure how companies benefited from unpredictable events, whether good or bad. Let your strong preparation and good luck you come across guide your path. May your preparation allow you to have that return on luck and propel your career. To do that, you need to be open to the opportunity and the readiness to see the luck when it comes your way. The final and third gift I offer free advice to you is to have a sense of humor. If you don't have one, I can only say, please develop it quickly. One of my most fond written comments from a student course evaluation is the remark that Dr. Lovell has a wicked sense of humor. I must admit, when I read that, I first thought it was an offensive statement until I asked one of my faculty colleagues and found out it was a regional phrase from the Northeast. In fact, he went on to say that everyone in Boston says, "That's wicked good," or "That's wicked cool." So make sure you have a wicked sense of humor and always find time to laugh at yourself. Frankly, for me, that's not a hard thing, because I'm sure people are always laughing with me and not at me. Many people have written about humor and the need for laughter, and you know these as well as I do. Laughter is the best medicine. Blessed are they that laugh at themselves, for they will never cease to be amused. W.H. Becker is known to say, "A person without a sense of humor is like a wagon without springs. It is jolted by every pebble on the road." So my third gift of humor is important. It's everywhere. We just need to go about trying to find it and to bring it into our lives appropriately. So if you've been following me through these three gifts, you may have noticed something special about these pieces of advice. The common theme. I wish that you have a backbone. I wish that you have a wishbone. And I wish that you have a funny bone. Not a bad set of advice for students who are about to be awarded an osteopathic medical degree. And I need to quickly acknowledge a fellow president colleague of mine, Dr. Diana Dole, for the bone metaphor suggestion. Rocky Vista University College of Osteopathic Medicine graduating class of 2015. May you find strength to do your job well. May you find optimism and have the good fortune to take advantage of the luck that will come your way. And may you always find the humor in yourself and bring levity into your professional and personal lives appropriately. Good luck as you make this important transition. Thank you. I would now like to invite Dr. Thomas Toll to the podium to deliver the Dean's Address.
Thank you, Dr. Lovell. Andrew Taylor Still penned in his Journal of Osteopathy the following simple phrase that I feel has great relevance to you as new graduates and to DOs and MDs alike. He said, "Let us not be governed today by what we did yesterday, or tomorrow by what we do today, for day by day we must show progress." Remember, this was written by a frontier physician who became frustrated with the lack of progress from traditional medicine for delivering safe and effective health care to his family, friends, not to mention the general public. The only solution that he could see was to abandon the treatment dogmas of his day when presented with, and abandon the dogmas of the day and strike out on a different direction, eventually forming the first uniquely American brand of medicine, the profession that you are about to enter today. He also implied that sustained resistance to change by clinging to the old ways and biases serves only to impede progress and development of new and improved ways of doing things. Did Dr. Still seek to have the art and science of osteopathy replace traditional medicine? There's little doubt that traditional medicine was ineffective and even harmful and certainly needed some help, but I think not. Instead, he invited the world's physicians to send him their difficult and hopeless cases so that he could treat them, thereby displaying the effectiveness of theories and methods of this newfound science. He preferred to supplement and improve medical practice for everyone if they chose to use it. He certainly did not seek to force complete change or to attempt to supersede the entire profession that had existed for millennia. Even today, with 1 in 4 medical students now attending an osteopathic medical college and more campuses online, we as a profession could never supply the physicians workforce needed to ease the doctor shortages of the future by ourselves. We will certainly require the sheer strength and numbers of our MD colleagues acting in concert with us to affect any type of meaningful change in medical education, research, and healthcare policy. In fact, it will take more than physicians, nurses, and allied health providers working in concert as a team to solve America's growing quality healthcare needs. A.T. Still sensed that drastic change was needed in his time for a better system. But when he presented alternatives, he was continually rebuffed by the prevailing medical opinions of the time. It has taken 123 years of struggle and interaction between the two medical professions to finally reach the goal A.T. Still originally tried to accomplish back in 1892 when he opened the world's first osteopathic college in Kirksville, Missouri. I cannot help but wonder how much better patients could have been had traditional medicine at the time embraced some of the trends of osteopathic medicine as they are doing today. I am sure more young doughboys in World War I would have survived the influenza epidemic of 1918 had osteopathic treatment been embraced and practiced by military physicians. How many more lives could have been saved by osteopathic physicians in World War II and Korea had DOs been allowed to practice their full art as physicians instead of being relegated to minor support roles? How much faster would we have arrived at using holistic and less invasive treatments so popular today had osteopathic physicians been considered mainstream in the 19th and 20th centuries? Our profession survived and flourished not because we were tough, tenacious, and tactical. We survived and flourished because our patients knew our philosophy and treatments worked. And they supported us and even joined with us in the good times as well as the dark times. I can think of no better time in history to become an osteopathic physician. On the first day of July of this year, which also is the first day of your residencies, Osteopathic medicine will be codified in traditional American medicine as a permanent member. It is not, this may not sound like a big deal, but to some of us who fought the battles to get here, this is as historic as a moon landing or a fall of the Berlin Wall. The new system will ensure that all of you and the graduates that come after you will have the opportunity not only to get residencies of your choice, but to have access to quality subspecialty training and even fellowships throughout the world. Even more importantly, for the first time in history, our MD colleagues will be able to enter our residency programs to gain the manual skills we possess along with the traditional specialty training. Truly, the real winners of this development are not the DOs and MDs, but the millions of patients that they treat. This all came about not by accident or by governmental decree, but this came about by voice and actions of students like you. Students who demanded that the two professions work together. In short, students provided the catalyst needed for the success of the final Memorandum of Understanding leading to a unified accreditation plan for all U.S. physicians. If our founder of this great profession were alive today, I think he would be pleased to see the direction we are moving toward, a unified and collaborative medical system. One that will better serve our patients, as well as provide limitless opportunities for all medical students. Newfound opportunities, however, bring newfound responsibility. We must not become victims of our success by losing our identity and distinctiveness in a unified system. There is osteopathic oversight on the new ACGME board that will run the graduate medical education of the future. In this new system, there will be no mandate to train in osteopathic programs. The whole process will be voluntary. It will once again be the responsibility of new graduates to voluntarily support osteopathic medicine by using and promoting osteopathic diagnosis and treatment wherever possible and appropriate. As your dean, I encourage you to be collaborative, but don't abandon your profession. Today, you are born an osteopathic physician, and you will always remain an osteopathic physician by virtue of your degree. Remember to always honor the philosophy you learned in your years here at RVU and live each day as an osteopathic physician should be. As members of the class of 2015, you were once called upon to pick up and fully implement the new integrated systems-based curriculum at RVU in 2011. Now as residents and interns, you will once again be called upon to implement the provisions of the new unified accreditation system on the first day of July of this year. Having reviewed your accomplishments, certainly passed out the numerous awards of this class, I can say with assurance that this task is once again in very capable hands. Congratulations, class of 2015. Congratulations on a job well done. It's my pleasure today to acknowledge Sigma Sigma Phi and the faculty and the adjunct faculty and also special dignitaries in the VIP section. Could we please give them a round of applause? You know, this class of 2015 is a very special class. And although I told them in confidence, we don't want to tell this to all the girls, this was probably one of the more outstanding classes. When we look at their achieving the top board scores in the United States, at least in the osteopathic profession, and the fact that they had a 100% placement in their residency program. And of course, many schools cannot boast that. Most of all, though, they were the class that spawned the soap notes, the ones that you heard here, And that's probably with a bittersweet goodbye that we say to the Soap Notes. They become a part of our school. Even when they were freshmen, they made a great part of that. It actually represents to me the great can-do spirit of this class. And no better way to really exemplify the scholarship of this class is more appropriate than ask student Dr. Brandon Klein to come to the podium and deliver the valedictory address.
Well, it's hard to follow the man, the myth, the legend that is Dr. TNT. Guys, we did it. 4 years ago, we set out on our journey through medical school without really having an idea of what to expect going in. I thought it was going to be somewhere between Robin Williams walking around in a white coat and clown nose, curing people with laughter. Somewhere between that and defibrillating each other back from the dead like in Flatliners. My first day at RVU, I was a little anxious and just about who I would meet and how neurotic everybody might be. But as it turns out, the first person I met was the biggest honey badger in the world. And I feel like all of you have defied that stereotype as well in the same fashion. Sure, we're all a little neurotic and overly stressed out at times. But for the most part, medical students are kind, compassionate, always willing to help somebody, even a complete stranger, and definitely know how to have a good time and let loose. I feel like we all felt the same way with medical school itself. It wasn't quite like taking down the Death Star as it was made out to be. Sure, it was super challenging, whether it was being called out to CIS, or somebody making you cry in lecture, or trying to wrap your head around a 14-letter acronym, or flying to Nowhere, Pennsylvania for a $1,200 board exam. But I feel like all of that was vastly outweighed by the triumphs. Like the first time you correctly diagnosed a patient, or finally snaking that Foley catheter into the bladder of a 600-pound person. Or like being in the operating room during an amputation, being handed the amputated leg, and you didn't faint. Or like celebrating with your closest friends on match day, because you're happy to see their dreams come true just as much as your own. I remember Dr. Putoff would start off some of our lectures by putting that graduation cap on the screen and saying, "So I put this up here because, all of you will graduate." Well, here we are. Just let me run through some brief thank yous, so bear with me. To my sister, who's hooding me today. She's a great mentor and role model. When we were young, she got away with everything. I always got caught. To my parents, who clearly did something right. To the guys who sat with me in my row and put up with my shenanigans. To the people in the row behind me that had to deal with the near constant aroma of beef jerky coming from in front of them. To the people of my anatomy tank, who had to deal with my controlling nature. Darren, tag team brother. To all professors and docs at RVU and those who have moved on to other things, for taking a chance on a new program just like we all did and turning that into a huge success. To all the docs that I rotated with, who passed down invaluable knowledge and experience and let me drill holes in people's heads. To my softball team and the docs we played with. League champs 2 seasons in a row. To state of Colorado, there's a better place to go through medical school, I am not aware of it. And finally, to all my friends, medical school, or medical student and non-medical student alike, you gave me the support I needed outside of the classroom and made life during medical school not only manageable, but the absolute best time of my life. And to all of you, I say thank you. Now let me wrap this up so that we can commence with the commencement. I want to leave you all with a quote from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's one it goes simply, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you can miss it. For when I look back, medical school went by so fast. It seems like a short while ago, we were nubile first years and at our white coat ceremony that was strangely akin to this. And I'd just like to urge all of us to, every now and then, just stop and appreciate the life we've been given and all that we've accomplished. And remember that life is meant to be enjoyed. So let's go enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you, Brendan. Dr. Thomas Told, our dean, will now present the graduating class in preparation for the awarding of degrees.
Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine please stand? President Lovell, members of the Board of Trustees, honored guests, on behalf of the faculty, I present to you Rocky Vista University's College of Osteopathic Medicine's graduating class of 2015. The members of the faculty of the College of Osteopathic Medicine have evaluated the candidates and endorsed all of these students as worthy of having the degree Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine conferred upon them. President Lovell, it is with great pride that I present the class of 2015 of Rocky Vista University College of Osteopathic Medicine.
The graduates, please remain standing for the conferment of the degree. Dr. Told, I am pleased to receive these candidates. By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Rocky Vista University and by the state of Colorado, I do hereby confer upon you the degree of osteopathic medicine with all of the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining to this degree, of which your diploma will be a witness forever. You are hereby recognized as graduates and alumni of Rocky Vista University's College of Osteopathic Medicine. Congratulations. Please be seated, doctors.
We will now honor the graduates of the College of Osteopathic Medicine earning the Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine degree. Hooding is the culmination of medical students' achievement of the DO degree. The hood is adorned with a green velvet which represents the academic color of medicine. Your school colors will be on the inside. The graduating class has selected Dr. Cindy Funk, Associate Professor of Structural Medicine, to serve as the faculty hooder. Graduates also have been given the option of being hooded by family members or mentors. Guest hooders will be identified as the name of the graduate is announced. The fellows from the class of 2016 will be hooded first, followed by our military students who will be commissioned today. The rest of the class will then be hooded in alphabetical order.
Dr. Gregory Ryan Cooper, hooded by Dr. Kenneth Ramey. Dr. Jacob Peter Ludwig, hooded by Dr. Adrian Kanya. Jeffrey Ryan Summers, hooded by Dr. Leanne Johns-Cox. Dr. Miranda Elizabeth Jean Allen, Military Honors Track, hooded by Dr. Michael Tiemann. Dr. Brittany Balin, hooded by Dr. Elisa Newman. Salvatore Michael Bertucci, Military Honors Track. Dr. Karina Bostwick, Military Honors Track. Dr. Matthew Andrew Bubness, Military Honors Track. Dr. John William Cruz, Military Honors Track, hooded by Dr. Nathan Shearer. Dr. Samuel Patrick Douglas, Military Honors Track, hooded by Dr. Joseph Eugene Morgan. Dr. Peter Johann Gertensen, Military Honors Track, hooded by Dr. Arnold Gertensen. Dr. Rebecca McLean Gullidge, Military Honors Track, hooded by Dr. Kent McLean. Dr. Daniel Mazora Hansen, Military Honors Track. Dr. Heather Hornbacher, hooded by Dr. Delvin Hansen. Dr. Anna Lee Hosig. Dr. Charles Robert Hutchinson, Military Honors Track. Dr. Courtney Ray Conkle, Military Honors Track, hooded by Dr. Brandon David Conkle. Graduating with honors, Dr. Corey Allen Leafblad, Military Track, hooded by Dr. Timothy Leafblad. Dr. Nathan Landis Lowe, Military Honors Track, hooded by Mr. Nathan Lyons Lowe. Dr. Sarah Ashley Medic. Dr. Ross McKinnon Patrick, Military Honors Track, hooded by Dr. Melissa Peters. Dr. Justin Owen Seavey. Dr. Mark James Steinmetz, hooded by Dr. Michael Steinmetz. Dr. Bryce Alston Vance. Dr. Lindsay K. Emil Works, Military Honors Track. Dr. Emily Ann Albrecht. Dr. Puran Pune Alizadeh, Global Medicine Honors Track, quiz by Dr. Kaveh John Alizadeh. Dr. Jenna Del Vecchio West Miles, hooded by Dr. Gina Del Vecchio. Dr. Stephen Michael Antonovich, hooded by Erasmus Morphe. Dr. Juan Pedro Argenset, hooded by Dr. Gracilia Barbieri Argenset and Dr. Juan Argenset.
Dr. Vanessa Lynn Baca, hooded by Dr. Jill Pitcher. Dr. Amy Kathleen Bachetti.
Dr. Nikesh Harish Baja. Dr. Brandon Keith Baker. Graduating with honors, Dr. Kristen Gaines Barney. Dr. Marita Henry. Dr. Lindsay Ray Barrett. Dr. Alyssa Rosemary Bauer. Graduating with honors, Dr. David Michael Balish, Global Medicine Honors Track. Dr. Catherine Elizabeth Bickham. Dr. Julie Black McKenzie. Dr. Leah Blake, hooded by Dr. Ian Tolberg. Dr. Matthew Eugene Bradbury, Wilderness and Rural Honors Track. Dr. Nicholas Wyatt Broadbent, Rural and Wilderness Honors Track, hooded by Dr. Cherie Broadbent. Dr. Justin Matthew Buckholz. Dr. Annalise Marie Stone Casey, Rural and Wilderness Honors Track, hooded by Dr. Karen Davis. Dr. Jeremy J. Bird Casey, Rural and Wilderness Honors Track, hooded by Dr. Karen Davis. Dr. Kyle Michael Christensen, hooded by Dr. Michael Tiener. Dr. Barry Scott Cooper. Graduating with honors, Dr. Casey J. Cotton. Graduating with honors, Dr. Marissa Lynn Crawford, Global Medicine Honors Track, hooded by Dr. Douglas Barnes Crawford. Dr. Ashley Camille Curtis. Dr. Logan Shile DeWitt, hooded by Dr. Juliana Wilson. Dr. Brian Dean Deedy, hooded by Dr. Tiffany Willard. Dr. Shannon Marie Duvernell. Dr. Sandra J. DeWake, Global Medicine Honors Track. Dr. Alicia Lynn Elliott, hooded by Dr. Kay Keltz. Dr. J. Tyler Enders, hooded by Dr. Jacob Patterson. Dr. Blaine Daniel Evans, hooded by Dr. Johnny Chang. Dr. Jennifer Chang Evans, hooded by Dr. Johnny Chang. Dr. Patrick Thomas Fagan, hooded by Dr. Christopher Unrein. B. Farr. Dr. Danielle Michelle Fensky. Dr. Elizabeth Ann Fisher, Global Medicine Honors Track. Dr. Stephen Wayne Furr, hooded by Dr. Wayne Charles Furr. Dr. Morgan Camille Galante, hooded by Dr. Dr. Robert Greenlee. Dr. Katie Lauren Gardner, hooded by Dr. Michael Tiemann. Dr. Preston Mangum Gilbert, Rural and Wilderness Honors Track, hooded by Dr. Brent J. Allen. Dr. Rebecca Ann Glasgow, hooded by Mrs. Catherine Jeffrey. Dr. Justin Travis Grant, Rural and Wilderness Honors Track, hooded by Dr. Robbie Lynn Grant. President, Class of 2015, Dr. Ryan Michael Green, hooded by Dr. James Gennario. Graduating with honors, Dr. Brittany Jean Guest, Global Medicine Honors Track. Graduating with honors, Dr. Nikita P. Habermel. Dr. Bradley Richard Hakeem, hooded by Dr. Ian Tulberg. Dr. Caleb John Hedberg, hooded by Dr. John Hedberg. Dr. Jonathan Scott Hickman. Dr. Adrian Hoyt Austin, hooded by Dr. James Hoyt. Dr. Jill Kimiko Inagaki, hooded by Dr. Neil Okamura. Graduating with honors, Dr. Armin Brian Jewell. Hooded by Dr. Nasreen Jewell. Dr. Sarah Kelly Spearing, hooded by Dr. Ann Spearing. Dr. Christopher Michael Ketter. Graduating with honors, Dr. Brendan James Klein, hooded by Dr. Colleen Klein. Dr. Ilana Ruth Klein, hooded by Mr. Frederick Lee Klein. Dr. Kayla Sue Noss, hooded by Dr. Tim Steffensmeyer. Dr. Garrett Chase Kuhn, hooded by Dr. Theodore Stiles. Dr. Jeremy Christopher Court. Dr. Woonhao Cedric Kuo. Dr. Robert Fensel Kiselo, hooded by Dr. Yaroslav Fensel. Dr. Carly Agnes LaCroix, hooded by Dr. Adrian Kanya. Dr. Betsy Reed Larder, hooded by Dr. Aaron Von Rulig. Graduating with honors, Dr. John Philip Lee, hooded by Dr. Philip Lee. Dr. Jonathan Mark Lenz. Dr. Joseph Robert Leschke. Dr. Samuel Carl Lindemeyer. Dr. Kate Lauren Lipka. Dr. Lindsay Ray Longfellow, Laurel Wilderness Honors Track, hooded by Dr. David Sayer. Dr. Samuel George Longfellow, hooded by Dr. David Sayer. Dr. Jenna Noel Madea. Dr. Sheila Irene Bridget Mayer, Global Medicine Honors Track. Dr. Paul Michael Miners. Dr. Austin William Merrill, hooded by Miss Victoria Bailey Merrill. Dr. Bryce David Mikowski. Dr. Eric David Migoya, hooded by Dr. Jane Norton. Dr. Shannon Melissa Miller. Dr. Nicholas Adonis Mize, hooded by Dr. Jade Norton. Dr. Kathleen Rebecca Mondanaro, hooded by Doctors Tiffany Willard and Karen Davis. Dr. Charles Nathaniel Nessel. Dr. Lynn Bit T. Wynn. Dr. Nicole Pega McNass. Dr. Darren Eugene Nisley. Roland Wilderness Rivers. Stewarded by Dr. Michael Teeman. Dr. Noah Michael O'Donnell. Hooded by Dr. Bonnie Lehman. Dr. Juliana Oliveira, hooded by Dr. Divino de Oliveira. Jennifer Kathleen O'Neill, hooded by Dr. Tiffany Willard. Dr. Amanda Elizabeth Ofer, hooded by Dr. Jacob Ryan Ofer. Dr. Nina Kathleen Panasuk, Rural and Wilderness Honors Track. Dr. Catherine Elizabeth Perry, hooded by Mr. Daniel Sean Perry. Dr. Jessica Elizabeth Petty. Dr. Abigail Rose Prest. Dr. Oren Sylvester Probst. Dr. Shannon Marie Raymond. Dr. Olivia Danielle Reed, hooded by Dr. Leanne Johns-Cox. Graduating with honors, Dr. Erin Elizabeth Ross. Graduating with honors, Dr. Andrew Lynn Rotondo, Rural and Wilderness Honors Track, tutored by Dr. Todd Unger. Dr. Timothy Michael Shield, Global Medicine Honors Track, hooded by Dr. Michael J. Shield. Dr. Lori K. Cattrall Shannon, hooded by Dr. Robert Shannon. Graduating with honors, Dr. Rebecca Christine Shea, hooded by Dr. Kenneth John Shea. Dr. Yan Shen, graduating with honors, Dr. Sean Damian Slack, Rural and Wilderness Honors Track, hooded by Dr. John Slack. Dr. Jessica Marie Smith, Dr. Sean Jentz Spencer, Dr. Serge G. Sroor, Dr. Patrick Su, Dr. Richard Andrew Sutton, hooded by Dr. Richard Otto Sutton. Dr. Devin William Toll, Dr. Brian Jacob True, Dr. Jeffrey Lynn Tyre Jr., Dr. Michael James John Waring, hooded by Dr. John Waring. Graduating with honors, Dr. Michael J. Welbert. Dr. Andrew James Wendell, Rural and Wilderness Honors Track, hooded by Dr. Mark Wiesner. Dr. Nadia Catherine Weshy. Dr. Peter Allen White. Dr. Nicholas Spencer Willard. Dr. Danielle Leah Wilson. Dr. Edward Todd Wilson. Dr. John Michael Yingling. Hooded by Dr. Vincent Stephen Yingling.
Two years ago in this July, RVU community experienced a tremendous loss with the passing of student Dr. Cindy So. Cindy was a member of the class of 2015 who had an infectious laugh, a larger-than-life personality, and was a friend to many. Today, as the class of 2015 transitions from the role of student doctor to that of physician, I know Cindy is here in spirit. She would have made a great physician. To honor Cindy, we have produced a posthumous plaque which will be passed to her parents, and we really appreciate the time that we had with her, and we express appreciation from the class. Thank you.
The Oath oath will be administered by our Dean, Dr. Thomas Toll. Will the graduates please stand?
You're going to make sure you don't get thrown with Gladys, okay? Will all the physicians in the audience please stand? As you heard Dr. Sweet mention, most of the oaths are a derivation of the Hippocratic Oath, and Dr. Frank McCracken in 1936 changed the Hippocratic Oath to fit the osteopathic ideals. Since the mantle of Hippocrates runs through all oaths, we join our MD colleagues in reciting the oath. Will all the graduates and physicians repeat after me? I hereby affirm my loyalty to the profession I am about to enter. You raise your right hand as well, I guess. I will be mindful always of my great responsibility to preserve the health and life of my patients, to retain their confidence and respect, both as a physician and friend who will guard their secrets with scrupulous honor and fidelity. To perform faithfully my professional duties, to employ only those recognized methods of treatment, consistent with good judgment, and with my skill and ability. Keeping in mind always nature's laws and the body's inherent capacity for recovery. I will be ever vigilant in aiding the general welfare of the community, sustaining its laws and institutions, not engaging in those practices which will in any way bring shame or discredit upon myself or my profession. I will give no drugs for deadly purposes to any person, though it be asked of me. I will endeavor to work in accord with my colleagues in a spirit of progressive cooperation, and never by word or by act cast imputations upon them or their rightful practices. I will look with respect and esteem on those who have taught me my art. To my college, I will be loyal and strive always for its best interests and for the interests of the students who will come after me. I will be ever alert to further the application of the basic biologic truths to the healing arts and to develop the principles of osteopathy, which were first enunciated by Andrew Taylor Still. Congratulations, fellow physicians, you may be seated. Things that I wanted to read before Dr. Draving comes, for one thing, and then Dr. Draving's address. The Colorado Society of Osteopathic Medicine sends enthusiastic congratulations and greetings to each of you. We recognize your success with a transition that must occur encompassing knowledge, professionalism, and the use of all you have learned, poured out into each patient that now defines you as an osteopathic physician.
We are proud to call you colleagues and look forward to enjoying a long relationship with each of you. Welcome, Dr. Jill Pitcher, President of the Colorado Society of Osteopathic Medicine. Thank you. I felt it very appropriate to call to the podium one of my mentors who welcomed me to Colorado many years ago as a student and later as a physician. Dr. John Graving is with us today to help us welcome the class of 2015. Dr. Graving, would you please come to the podium and address our graduates?
Thank you. I apologize for the use of crutches, but it's better than falling down. I was very pleased when Dr. Toll called me, and I asked what my qualifications were, and he said, well, you're at least 10 years older than he is, and you've been out of school for 40 years. And I said, what do you want me to say besides welcoming the class to the profession? And he said, well, you give them some practical experience, talk about the history, and talk about private practice, and you've got 5 minutes. Anyway, I appreciate being here. To the members here, and the distinguished guests, and the family and friends, and to the new graduates, welcome to the osteopathic profession. You'll never regret it. I would like to say a couple things. In the old days, you did an internship and you were out on your own. Now you will be here for 3 to 5 years and work. When you do get out to work, what do you want to do next? And when I was talking with Dr. Toll, I think the first thing you want to do when you consider where you're going to practice, go to the place you're going to be and where you can make a living, but where you and your family will be happy. There will be a job there for you, that's for sure. The next thing is, once you do go into practice, there are certain things that you need to do, and one of those is to be an advocate for your patients. And Dr. Toll has discussed that in his address, and that was very important. Somebody has to advocate for the patient, and you're it. Unfortunately, in order to advocate, you have to go out and join medical societies, county societies, the American Osteopathic Association, and the AMA will come looking for you too. And they are very important because somebody has to stand up for the patients, because we know that there are others who won't stand up. So you do need to belong to the local and state and national. I know that this costs money, you have to go to meetings, but somebody has to stand up for the patient. Going back in history, which Dr. Toll mentioned, in 1962 there were 5 osteopathic colleges. In the year 2000 there were 19. And this year, 2015, there are 40. I don't think you can name another profession that is growing any faster or any better and could be any prouder. In closing, I'm sure I'm under my 5 minutes. He's standing, he's going to hit me in my credit. Be proud to be an osteopathic physician. You've earned that degree. There have been people like Dr. Toll who've gone before you to smooth out the bumps in the road. And there are many bumps over the last 40 and 50 years. Take your profession to the highest level you can. Be faithful to the oath that you just took, and be mindful of your patients. That's what we're in the business for, is to take care of people. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Graving.
At this point in our celebration, it is befitting for the graduates to pay tribute to those who have contributed greatly to your successes. Will the graduates please rise? Through great dedication and commitment, your esteemed faculty has advanced your capacities as caring and compassionate physicians. And as you go forward, you too have a responsibility to wisely use what you've learned to preserve a quality of life for those individuals and communities you serve. I ask you to demonstrate your appreciation by applauding the faculty. To your parents, partners, loved ones, friends, and mentors, people who have cheered you every step of the journey, I ask you to turn and face the audience. This is your opportunity to say thanks. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, administration, faculty, and staff at Rocky Vista University, we commend each of you on achieving this significant milestone. Please be seated.
Thank you, President Lovell. In our brief history, we've already achieved acclaim for our commitment to military medicine. With nearly 90 students on military scholarships, we have earned the distinction of having among the largest percentage of students on military scholarships of any civilian medical school. We are proud of our students' service to our country to preserve freedom and are honored to witness their commissioning as part of the commencement ceremony. We are also pleased to have Lieutenant General Douglas J. Robb with us today to lead our commissioning ceremony. Lieutenant General Douglas J. Robb, the Director of the Defense Health Agency, Defense Health Quarters, Falls Church, Virginia. He leads a joint integrated combat support agency enabling the Army, the Navy, Air Force, and Marine Corps medical services to provide a medically ready force and a ready medical force to combatant commands in both peacetime and wartime. General Robb entered the Air Force in June of 1979 as a graduate of the U.S. Air Force Academy. He is board certified in aerospace medicine. He has spent 20 years in the practice of aerospace medicine in support of the Air Force, Joint and Coalition Aviation Forces. Clinically, he has held the position as Chief Flight Surgeon, Aerospace Medicine, Squadron Commander, and Hospital Medical Center Commander. Additionally, he has held positions as the Chief Flight Surgeon of the U.S. Air Force in Europe, Command Surgeon, U.S. Central Command, Command Surgeon, Air Mobility Command, Joint Staff Surgeon, Office of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Prior to his current position, General Robb served as Deputy Director to TRICARE Management Activity. At this time, I would like to ask Lieutenant General Douglas J. Robb, DO, to come forward, please.
You guys ready? That's what I'm talking about. So President Lovell, Dean Todd, and of course our founder, Ife team, and other distinguished guests and faculty, but most importantly, the family and friends of our soon-to-be captains and lieutenants. I'm honored to have been asked to share my thoughts at this graduation ceremony as we bring our new commissioned officers into our U.S. military service. So I'm going to be talking to y'all. So if you see me looking off to the right here, it's because the folks I'm focusing on are over here. But at the same time, I'm going to be talking to the audience because these are the men and women that are going to go out there and serve our nation. So fellow medics and our military officers in the audience, you have chosen to participate in two of our nation's greatest professions. The profession of medicine and the profession of arms. Both serve our communities and our great nation. But most importantly, you will serve and support our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen, and coalition forces. And just as important, and I would often argue more important, you will serve and care for their husbands, their wives, their sons, their daughters, their brothers, sisters, mothers, and fathers. So both the profession of arms and the profession of medicine have thousands of years of tradition. Our military has a calling to protect the security and the safety of our nation. And the physician has the calling to heal those in need. Never, ever forget your calling and your foundation as an osteopathic physician. And remember to treat the whole person, the body, the spirit, and the mind. Or as I call it, the heart, the soul, and the guts. All right, you should all aspire to be leaders, and you've heard this on and on and on today, both in the military and in healthcare. You need to be leaders. And remember, you're a military officer first, and a physician second. And I'm going to say that again. You're a military officer first, and a physician second. 24/7, 365. And there's going to be times in your careers where both the military and in medicine will seemingly place more demands on you than you think you can handle. But I just have one word of advice. Remember, when all else fails, always focus on the patient. And your patients care most if you care. And the litmus test should always be treat your patients exactly how you would want your husband, your wife, your son or your daughter, your brother, your sister, or your mom, or your dad treated. And if you do that, things will turn out just fine. And yes, see that young mom with that small child who was late for her appointment. And so lieutenants and soon-to-be captains Vance and Gallup, are you paying attention to this? All right. And yes, squeeze in that soldier, sailor, airman, Marine when he or she is sick and there are no appointments available. Lieutenants, soon to be, Bertucci, Bubnick, Hutchinson, and Levy. Are you paying attention? All right. So no doubt your academic and your clinical background here at Rocky Vista has set the foundation not only to be part of our incredible team of military professionals, but for what I hope at least President Lovell and Dean Todd are hoping for, is that you will continue to advance our nation's and our military's healthcare in directions that none of us have ever dreamed of. And yes, I believe that potential exists here in this gathering. Wouldn't you agree? Definitely. Now, by the way, I hope you're students, okay? And soon my docs, all right? Paid attention to class and on their clinical rotations, okay? Because they will be tested. You will be tested each and every day while serving in our military. But this time with real life experiences, such as care under fire on the battlefield, or an emergency appendectomy on board a submarine 400 feet below the surface, or as a doc on a flying ICU on board a C-17 air medical evacuation at 35,000 feet altitude. And remember this time, it's not a true or false, or an all of the above question. And don't forget that occasional pop quiz. Okay? As you remember just this past year, the Ebola outbreak in West Africa, where our military was on point and in the forefront in that support. I sure hope you paid attention to your global medicine training. Okay? And we've still got several significant medical breakthroughs that need to be broken. We need to breach We need to get on those biomarkers for TBI. We need to find those biomarkers for PTSD. You guys up for it? You guys up for it? Remember, A.T. Still was a medic, military medic. So maybe someday you'll make the same impact he did on our nation. So remember, our patients are special. Something that you will come to realize as you treat these warriors and their families. Our soldiers, sailors, airmen and Marines, Coast Guardsmen, coalition forces, and their families have served our nation and our country with distinction and with pride. Many have given more than you will ever know, bearing the burden of both visible and invisible wounds. And never ever forget that retiree or that veteran who has served with honor. And take time to ask them what they did in the service of our great nation. You just might be surprised what they'll tell you. Now, a few words of advice from a seasoned military healthcare professional. I only have a couple of rules that I live by. First one is, either you're ready or you're not. There's no almost ready. Not in our profession in medicine, and not in our profession in the military. And as I said before, and this is my golden rule, you treat every patient and you treat every colleague exactly as you would want your husband, your wife, your son or daughter, brother or sister, mom or dad treated. So President Lovell and Dean Todd, I believe it's time now to commission these young lieutenants as they become Army and Air Force captains and Navy lieutenants, so they can get on their way to serving this great nation of ours. But more importantly, so they can get on to the business of taking care of our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen, coalition forces, and their families, whenever and wherever our nation asks them to serve. So Godspeed in your military career. May God protect and bless our profession of medicine and our profession of arms. And may God bless America. Thank you.
First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. Then it's hi, hi, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the cadence loud and strong, for where'er we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along. Anchors away, my boys, anchors away. Farewell to college joys, we sail and break our day through our last night on shore. Hail to the foe, until we meet once more. Here's wishing you a happy voyage home. Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here we come to beat our thunder, and the boys give it the gun. Down we dive, spouting our flame from under, off with one terrible roar. We live in fame or go down in flame, oh, nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force. America.
All right, lieutenants and ensigns, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state state your name. Having been appointed a commissioned officer. Do solemnly swear. That I will support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation. Or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully. Discharge the duties. Upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, your new commissioned officer. Now, before we get you guys off the stage, I'm going to show the little enthusiasm we've got here, okay? So I want to hear a loud and resounding hoorah, hoorah from the Army. 1, 2, 3. Hoorah! There you go. I want to hear a loud and resounding from all four of y'all from the Navy, a loud and resounding hoorah. 1, 2, 3. Hoorah! All right. And I want to hear a loud and resounding air power from your new United States Air Force officers. 1, 2, 3. Air power! All right. Come on.
favorite part of our graduation, isn't it? Thank you all for your service to our country. It's an amazing obligation and amazing commitment you've made. As our ceremony draws to an end, I encourage each graduate to take a second to pause, look around this beautiful opera house, to hold the feelings of the excitement close, take in what all has happened today. Rocky Vista University College of Osteopathic Medicine, class of 2015. Please remember your role, your place, and know now is your time to succeed. Good luck and Godspeed. These proceedings are now officially concluded. Families and friends are invited to greet the graduates in the lobby at the conclusion of the recessional. Will the audience please stand for the retirement of the colors and remain standing until the end of the recessional.